Hello everybody, I'm doing another Doctor Who review because I've run out of content and I watched this episode recently. Hopefully this will be better than my previous reviews since I've actually got some notes to base it on. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into that now-ish. Before I get into the actual review, I'm going to do a quick plot summary of this story. The Savages involves the first Doctor, Stephen and Dodo, landing on a planet where there is an advanced civilization that lives in a great age of peace and prosperity that has been monitoring the Doctor's travels through space and time, and are glad to finally meet him. And Doctor is welcomed in by the elders of this civilization, but when Dodo and Stephen are given a tour of their city, Dodo discovers the dark secret of these people, that they're capturing the other people of this planet, who are known as the Savages, and they're draining them of their energy in order to increase their own abilities, like intelligence and art, their skills and all this. Dodo tells Doctor about this, and they all go out into the desert where they meet one of these so-called Savages who has been drained of his energy, and the Doctor helps him, but in the process is captured. And then the so-called Savages show Stephen and Dodo to the caves in which they live. They're followed by one of the guards of the city, who is then captured by the Savages. Then they go back to try and rescue the Doctor, who has been captured, and leader of the Elders, Jano, he decides to undergo a potentially dangerous experiment, getting the Doctor's life force transferred into him, which leaves the Doctor in a near unconscious state, but it also gives Jano some of the Doctor's morality, and he sees how bad his people's treatment of the so-called Savages is, and Jano helps the so-called Savages and the Doctor and his companions to destroy the laboratory where the experiments are undergone, and at the end, Stephen stays behind with the Elders to try and help them reform their civilization, and the Doctor and Dodo go off into their next story. In this actual review segment of the video, I will be talking about both the story itself as well as the animation overall. Overall, I thought the story was just fine. It wasn't anything particularly special. It was a pretty average oppressors versus the oppressed story, but also the energy draining aspect did definitely add some very unique bits to it, which I liked. The animation was fine technically, but it had a problem with a lot of the animations I've had, where a lot of the scenes feel really big and empty. I liked that we got basically a second version of the Doctor, with Jano becoming partially the Doctor at the end. The story doesn't really even have a main antagonist. It's like Captain Edel, who's the leader of the guards, is supposedly the main antagonist, but he's basically just a kind of generic soldier. And not that there's anything wrong with it having no main antagonist. The antagonist really is the society of the Elders, which they then try to reform at the end. Overall, I think it's a pretty good story. Nothing amazing, but it's not one I would skip. It's a pretty good departure for Stephen. And that was Doctor Who, The Savages. I hope you enjoyed this little review. If my voice sounded a bit weird, it's because I have a really bad cold when I'm recording this, so there might not be any videos coming soon, depending how bad I feel. Anyway, I have a second channel on the Discord server, both linked in the description. I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.